Good morning. It's April 13th, and this is your daily brief in science. Here's everything you need to know. HX Expeditions is positioning itself as a leader in responsible polar travel, prioritizing environmental protection of Antarctica while delivering education-driven guest experiences and a strong commitment to sustainability and global conservation impact. Looking ahead, the company plans to expand its offerings with more education-focused experiences, broader activities, and enhanced support for scientific research, reinforcing its role in sustainable expedition travel. Locally, port cities like Ushuaia and Punta Arenas stand to benefit from increased tourism, supporting guides, hotels, and related services. In the year 2025 to year 2026 season, HX facilitated substantial scientific engagement with 1,801 guest scientist cruise nights, allowing travelers to participate in climate, wildlife, and ecological research. The onboard experience blends luxury with adventure, featuring spacious suites, gourmet dining, spa facilities, and organized activities such as kayaking, hiking, and wildlife viewing. Underwater research documented the rare spawning behavior of Antarctic blackfin icefish near Danko Island using underwater drones, highlighting collaboration between tourism, researchers, and science. The company expanded adventure offerings with a 188% rise in kayaking capacity and a doubling of camping spots, signaling a shift toward more active, immersive experiences. Sustainability remains central, with later departures from Buenos Aires, upgraded JetSmart aircraft for charters, and adjusted return flights to Ushuaia to reduce environmental impact. Luxury cruise lines are shaping the future of travel by offering experiential, environmentally engaged, and scientifically oriented opportunities in remote locales, indicating continued growth in polar adventure tourism. Exclusive itineraries and new destinations, including the Ross Sea, Antarctic Sound, and South Georgia Island, set HX Expeditions apart and broaden access to remote regions. The HX Foundation raised €124,882 to support conservation, plastic pollution reduction, wildlife preservation, and community projects. Investment in infrastructure, more sightseeing boats, floating restaurants, and new marinas aims to improve accessibility, comfort, and the overall guest experience on the Saigon River and in Antarctica. Miracell has secured FDA 510K clearance for its Smart M-Cell system, confirming substantial equivalence to Harvard Origin Smart Prep and validating the full integrated platform, including the centrifuge and kits. This clearance covers the entire system rather than individual components, marking a key differentiator from traditional centrifuge devices. The approval includes the Smart M-Cell system and its BSC blood kit and BMSC bone marrow kit, enabling automated concentration of efficient growth factors from blood and bone marrow to create a multi-cell composition. Smart M-Cell is designed to maximize cell viability and recovery, delivering growth factors, white blood cells, and SDF-1 alpha to support tissue regeneration. The system automates extraction and concentration of efficient growth factors from blood and bone marrow, providing a multi-cell composition to aid tissue repair. Miracell also holds a U.S. patent awarded in February 2024 for the centrifuge container used in Smart M-Cell, reinforcing its intellectual property protections. Industry observers note a shift toward biologic, autologous cell and growth factor-based therapies for tissue repair beyond symptom management. Miracell operates in roughly 40 countries and ships Smart M-Cell worldwide, with regulatory work in Brazil and Taiwan, and plans to accelerate U.S. expansion after the FDA clearance. The company is pursuing additional regulatory approvals in Brazil and Taiwan while targeting rapid U.S. and global market growth post-clearance. Beyond musculoskeletal applications, the technology has broader regenerative potential, including skin regeneration, diabetic ulcers, chronic wounds, vascular repair, and immune-related conditions. A nationwide study in India is examining how young athletes manage hydration, recovery, and supplement use in real training conditions. The project, led by the Sports Authority of India and ICMRNIN, surveys 473 athletes aged 15 to 18 across 9 national centers of excellence, with findings showing 91% have at least one adverse indicator and 54% report supplement use, often without age-specific guidance. Preliminary results reveal atypical markers such as elevated muscle biomarkers, abnormal lactic acid, and high perceived exertion, underscoring safety concerns around unsupervised supplement use. Experts acknowledge that carbohydrate electrolyte drinks can aid hydration and energy balance and align with IOC and AIS guidance, but note that adolescent-specific data remains limited. While there may be benefits to carbohydrate electrolyte drinks for youths, the emphasis is on robust adolescent-focused data to inform usage. The study will monitor physiological and psychological markers like muscle damage, serum electrolytes, hydration, recovery heart rate, and stress in real-world training within India's tropical climate to reflect on-field performance more accurately. By observing these markers in hot and humid conditions, researchers aim to bridge science and on-field performance. The project seeks to generate robust evidence on hydration and recovery strategies to inform national guidelines and reduce risks from unsafe or unregulated supplement use among youths. This interdisciplinary effort brings together nutrition, physiology, biochemistry, coaching, and recovery sciences to develop youth-focused guidelines for safe hydration and recovery. There is rising concern about supplement safety for youths, with data suggesting up to 28% of Indian supplements may be contaminated, and adolescents being particularly vulnerable due to development and unsupervised use. The findings highlight the vulnerability of adolescents to contaminated products and the urgency of guidance and regulation. India launches a first-of-its-kind multidisciplinary study led by the Sports Authority of India and ICMRNIN to develop evidence-based supplement guidelines for adolescent athletes. This nationwide, multi-centric initiative aims to establish data-driven guidelines to safeguard young athletes in the context of supplement use. A new photonic chip packaging method is designed to operate reliably in extreme environments. Researchers from NIST, Johns Hopkins University, and the University of Maryland describe a direct chemical bonding approach that attaches a V-groove optical fiber array to the photonic chip, bypassing traditional polymer-based methods. The technique uses hydroxide catalysis bonding, which supports robust performance across cryogenic temperatures, high vacuum, high-dose radiation, and potentially high temperatures. In radiation testing, an electron beam delivering a cumulative 1.1 megagray caused no degradation in insertion loss for wavelengths from 1,510 to 1,630 nanometers. The bonded assembly shows resilience to high cumulative ionizing radiation, indicating tolerance in harsh operating conditions. Mechanical strength remains strong after high-temperature annealing, with axial stress measurements around 1 Newton per square millimeter, signaling durability for high-temperature environments. Preliminary tests suggest compatibility with high-vacuum environments, supporting use in demanding settings. Outgassing studies indicate compatibility with high vacuum, and the method is adaptable to a range of photonics applications from cryogenic circuits to extreme environment sensors. The approach is described as adaptable for diverse photonic applications, including sensors and circuits operating in extreme environments. The work is documented in Photon, Res 14, 1505-1516, 2026, by Sarah M. Robinson et al., with a March 2026 summary from NIST. The packaging maintains performance across elevated to cryogenic temperatures, tolerates rapid thermal shocks with liquid nitrogen exposure, and supports a 1 dB bandwidth of 50 nanometers per grating coupler in the telecom range. The report notes that the method bypasses polymers, aligning with a shift toward more robust environment-hardened photonic integration. A new horn-shaped fungus has been identified in Malaysia named Pleurocordyceps cornicinamata, found in the Danam Valley Conservation Area in Lahad Datu. The discovery was led by ASOC Prof. Dr. Jaya Silan Satya Silan of University Malaysia Sabah and involved 2 postgraduate students, a citizen scientist, and collaborators from University Tun Hussein Malaysia, plus a student from UTHM. The find aligns with UMS's Brain of Borneo vision to explore Sabah's biodiversity and demonstrates local scientists' capacity for high-impact international research, according to UMS Vice-Chancellor Prof. Datuk, Dr. Kasim Mansur. The fungal specimens have been deposited at the Borneensis ITBP UMS Storage Center for future reference. The project was supported by the UMS Great Grant and involved cooperation with the Sabah Forestry Department and Yayasan Sabah under the 12 Malaysia Plan project. ITBP Director ASOC Prof. Dr. Fifi Hanista Saikim described the achievement as evidence of developing young researchers and Sabah's rainforest biodiversity potential. In addition to Pleurocordyceps cornucinemata, researchers documented Pleurocordyceps aurantiaca and Pleurocordyceps niponica as new records for Malaysia. Pleurocordyceps cornucinemata is the first globally of its kind and was published in Phytotaxa, highlighting its distinctive horn-like morphology compared with 26 previously recorded Pleurocordyceps species from the region. This has been your daily brief in science. To read more about these stories, follow the links in the episode bio. You can also subscribe to these updates via email at www.brief.news. For more daily podcasts about the topics you love, visit brief.news/podcasts. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be back with everything you need to know.